can I take back a negative dua that I said or that I spoke in anger? First and foremost, we thank you for your question, and we would like to caution everyone that whenever we become angry, the first words that should come from our mouths is A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. This is a recommendation from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It would also assist us because it comes from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's blessed. It is a means to control one's anger, and it is a means to curb shaitan, because anger comes from shaitan. Anger comes from a place of heat and a place of wrath. And shaitan, Iblis, the word shaitan, in fact, it denotes this rage that he felt, this rage that caused him to do what he did and caused him to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second thing is silence, that we should try as best as possible when we become angry to just refrain from speaking, because no one ever said anything in silence that caused them to be regretted or that caused them regret later. And yes, no one ever said anything that they regretted later if they practiced silence. The third recommendation, that when we become angry, we should, if we are standing, sit down. And if we are seated, then we should lie down. And this will help us tremendously in terms of controlling our anger, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. The very bad approach to anger is that we immediately act on the anger or we speak out during that time. Even more severe than that would be to utter words, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and start speaking to Allah, taking oaths and making dua against one another. It is unseemly, it is unlawful to utter such du'as against each other. And the Prophet ﷺ was not sent as one to curse, but rather he was sent as a means of mercy. So he would pray against his enemies, but he would be very reluctant to do so. And he would only do so when it was absolutely the last resort. So if you said something in anger and you made the dua, and the angels, they recorded that dua, and Allah responded to that dua, then it is a very precarious situation, because Allah could accept it as is. However, if you do wish to retract your dua, turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in tawbah and ask that Allah does not accept that dua, or that He reverses that dua. That is the way to really retract one's steps in relation to saying something unbefitting or unbecoming. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our tongues. Remember the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he taught us that Man adman li ma bayna lihyayhi wa ma bayna fakhidayhi adman lahu al-jannah. Whoever can guarantee for me that which is in between their jaws and that which is in between their private parts, I, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I guarantee for that person Jannah. So it is essential that we protect our tongues against uttering that which is unlawful, that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be displeased with. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.